So a second step to help you understand the question is identify the topic of the question and the controlling idea. And then when you identify the topic and the controlling idea, you want to use some critical thinking and ask some clear, logical questions, which will also help you to get to the next step of planning. Now, the topic is usually the subject of the question. So, what is the question about? In our example, the topic of the question is physical education. So, we'll write that down. Now, when you realize what the topic is, physical education, again, it's a good idea to paraphrase and think about synonyms for the topic, because it's probably something you're going to write a lot. So we can think of things like gym class or exercise class. Now, what is the controlling idea? So the controlling idea is the context of the topic. So in this question, the controlling idea is basically everything beside the topic of the question. So in this case, the controlling idea is some people believe that it should be mandatory, other people believe that it should be choice. And this is the controlling idea for the topic of physical education. So controlling idea, mandatory or choice. Okay, now when you identify the topic and the controlling idea of the question, then you can ask some questions connected to the topic and connected to the controlling idea, and this will take us into the planning part of this lesson. Okay, so let's talk about planning the answer. Planning task 2, response. Alright, again, before you begin planning, you must try to understand the question first, you must try to paraphrase it, and you must try to identify the topic and the controlling idea. So once you have the topic, you can use your critical thinking to get a better idea of the question and of what you're going to answer. So step number 1 for planning is use critical thinking and ask what, why, and how. Always remember that for clear communication, whether we're speaking or writing, these are the 3 most important questions, and your task 2 essay should try to answer all of these questions regarding the topic and regarding the controlling idea. So what is the topic? Why are we talking about it? How can we see it? Okay, so let's look at the example here. Our topic is physical education. And first, let's ask what this is. Seems like a simple question, but we should ask. So, what is physical education? Okay, so what is it? Well, physical education is exercise. Physical education is sports. Physical education is competition. And all of these are learned by students when they attend these classes. Now, of course, the next question that we want to ask is why? So why exercise, why sports, and why competition? So, why? Why physical education? Well, exercise is important because we're healthy when we exercise. So exercise for health. Okay, sports. Why do sports? Well, sports can be fun, but also we can learn a lot from sports. So sports teach us, for example, teamwork or cooperation. Now, how about competition? Why? Why is it good for children to attend these classes and compete with each other? Well, the idea of competition is that usually somebody wins and then they are rewarded. So it teaches children that there's reward when they work hard. So let's write reward. Okay, and the third question, never forget, it's very, very important, is the how. Now, how does this happen? The how question are, they're usually the examples. So how can we see this in the real world? And this is what you will need to use in your body paragraphs to support your main point. So it's a very, very important question. And again, remember, humans are visual. We like to see our world. And when we answer the how it works question, we let people know the way that they can see this in the real world. So how does it help our health? Well, exercise helps to lose weight, for example, and muscle tone. So for example, if I'm running in gym class for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, then I will have stronger muscles and I will be in good shape. Now, how does teamwork happen with sports? Well, for example, teamwork happens when these kids are in gym class and they play a soccer game together or a football game together. Then they learn to help each other, pass the ball to each other, to score goals and to achieve a common goal. So, for example, playing soccer or football to score goals. Now, of course, we start to realize that these are all very, very important lessons for children to learn, and these lessons that they learn will help them in later life. So, of course, if they're healthy, then they're going to enjoy their adult life much more. And also, if they're able to work in a team, that's going to help them when they're adults and they're working for a business or a company with other people to achieve a common goal. So the clear answer that we get at this point is it probably is a good idea for gym class or for physical education to be mandatory in school. And we can explain simply why and how. So we already have our introduction parts here because of health, because of teamwork, and because it's very important for later life. So let's just write down our clear idea of how to answer this question now, and then we can move on to the structure of task 2 with a working example. So my response, yes, physical education should be mandatory because it helps children's future success. So I have a very clear idea of my own opinion and what I'm going to write. Now I'm ready to put together the introduction, the body paragraphs, and the conclusion. We'll look at those when we talk about structure. Just one more important point. You'll see that the task 2 question on the IELTS is sometimes a little bit different. So sometimes it asks you, which do you agree with? In this type of question, you should just choose the side that you agree with, create a couple of clear points of why you agree with it, and that's what you need to use. Some other questions ask you to discuss both sides of the argument. In this type of question, you have to discuss both sides to get a nice high score. It's always a good idea to discuss the side that you don't agree with, so the side that you disagree with first, and then the side that you agree with second. So we'll look at some examples of that in structure of task 2. Okay, if you've enjoyed this lesson and to learn more and practice for task 2, please visit us at www.aehelp.com.